I would like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Valery Uvarov. As PSSM masters, we all know about how pyramids are helpful for our meditation and for the holistic health. Today, we have great opportunity to know more about pyramid technology for elevated living from Dr. Valery Uvarov. Dr. Valery Uvarov is the head of the Department of the UFO Palaeosciences and Palaeotechnology of the National Security Academy of Russia and has devoted more than 15 years to ufology as well as to study of the legacy of ancient civilization. Valerie speaks excellent English and is well known in the West, having been asked to speak at a number of American UFO conferences. He's the author of numerous papers on paleotechnology and paleosciences, as well as ufology and esoterica, published in the Russia and foreign press. He has initiated and participated in number of expeditions to India and Egypt in search of material evidence of ancient knowledge. He is a regular speaker in international ufological conferences and gives lectures and seminars in Russia, the UK, USA, Germany, and Scandinavia. Now, I would like to welcome Valerie. The stage is all yours, and we are very excited for your session on pyramids.
Thank you. Thank you, my friends, for invitation. And as long as I have very limited today by time, I'd like to start to talk about the pyramids, which actually I'm investigating for last 31 years. And just working with different materials, ancient texts, learning the principles of paleotechnologists and paleoscientists, I was interested to know as deep as possible how these pyramids are working. Who gave this knowledge to humanity? What practically we can get for ourselves, for our families, for our countries. I'm talking about the benefits which we can have. And I got pretty deep. And today, I'd like to shortly share with you some interesting information about the pyramids. And I will start my presentation as if we are now sitting before the screens thousands of years ago, when this knowledge first have been given to humanity. And that was interesting time in the history of our planet. And when those gods, teachers who came to planet Earth, they came here 14,000 of years ago, and they first gave to people very important knowledge. Now you can see this on the screen. This is the beginning, the most important knowledge ever given to humanity. And it's called Kabbalah. It was received at least 14,000 of years ago from the beings whom ancient priests called the gods of heaven and the earth. According to Kabbalah, human beings have not 7, but 12 energetical shells. 7 energy shells have projections in human physical body. That's why pyramids and temples ever built to affect a human body were constructed according to the principle of 7. In reality, each human being, each of us, we have 12 energy shells. And 12th, the last one, is connecting each human being directly to the God, Creator. All this means that each of us should be on constant daily connection with the God who is hearing us but we do not hear him. It happens by many reasons. It can depend on a level of development, wrong food, stresses, different natural and non-natural origin. Interesting that etymologically, the word religion is made up of two elements. Re means establishment, and religio means connection. So, in essence, religion means re-establishment of connection, connection of a human being to the God. Actually, this connection between a human being and the God, ongoing, daily, is very important. Not only for human being, but for the God also. This is the reason why we should meditate. We should tune us on this possibility for ongoing communication. And my presentation today is mostly devoted to the mechanism, to the principle, how it is working. So, to help us, to Earthling, to establish connection, those gods of earth and heavens, they gave to humanity a lot of valuable knowledge about pyramids and so-called gadgets of the gods, which helped a lot on the way of self-perfection. And one of the tools which have been given for this, it's a pyramid. So today we will try to understand what is the pyramid and why they were built for. These questions, inquisitive part of humanity set forth for last few centuries. Staying in hectic, we are moving along our own ways, regardless of amazing artifacts whose cognition could change our life completely. However, most people do not notice them, but they exist nearby, ready to transmit the impulse to all of us, capable to change our consciousness and our life. So if you just take a look on our planet, you will discover pyramids all over our world. Think about it. Thousands of pyramids, and all is variety of forms and configurations. All this manifests idea that all pyramids had different prescription and different function based on different principles. So what were that principles and ideas? What was the stimulus capable of making people accomplish the impossible, to erect pyramids that today could not be reproduced by any single country, by even most advanced economy, unless the whole world collaborated? But for that, we need a serious incentive. The analysis and interpretation of ancient texts and monuments prompts that during pyramid building epoch, there were at least 12 main stimulus, forcing people immediately to start designing and building pyramids. Not only single pyramids, but even complexes of the pyramids and temples. As ancient texts claims, the knowledge and wisdom on how and what the pyramids could be used for, they were received thousands of years ago from extremely high developed extraterrestrial civilization. That was wonderful and sacred time when science of pyramids had been well spread and shared among generations of priests in hieratic schools. The preserved ancient monuments and texts contain a lot of useful information. I will start my presentation from explanation, which particular civilization communicated the knowledge to humanity. It's interesting and important because these gods, they had a very deep genetic connection to Earthlings. When these gods, teachers, arrived on Earth, and when they were forced to live away, so today we just touch the ground. We will learn a little bit about it. So this knowledge is very important for better understanding how and what the pyramids were used for and what is going on with humanity today. From Sumerian and ancient Egyptian texts follows that God's civilizers came down not from distant cosmos, but from Mars, which, taking into account all overlaps and misinterpretations of translators, Sumerians associated with Nibiru, an indication that Neferu, gods of heaven and the earth, came from Mars, can be found in survived ancient monuments. One of them is the pyramid complex in Teotihuacan. It was conceived, designed, and constructed as embodiment in stone of the model of the solar system. So you see there are three main pyramids in the complex. The first pyramid is the Pyramid of the Moon. The second, in the middle of the complex, is the Pyramid of the Sun. And on the far end of the complex, there is a Pyramid of Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl. To recognize this planetary connection, we should look at Teotihuacan from above. Hovering about 5 kilometers over the complex, if we place the structural map of solar system over the complex, then all become visible and clear. Three main pyramids of the complex are modeling the sun and orbital positions of two planets, planet Earth and the planet Mars. The pyramid of Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, devoted to the benevolent extraterrestrial god of wisdom, the patron of the culture and knowledge, occupies the place of the Mars where Kukulkan came from. The Pyramid of the Moon stands exactly on the orbit of the Earth. That means we should change the name of the pyramid from the Pyramid of the Moon to the Pyramid of the Earth. To highlight the fact that pyramids of the complex are modeling Mars and the Earth, the height of the Pyramid of the Earth, which is 42 meters high, and the height of the Pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, the Mars, which is 22 meters high, were tied together by special ratio 1:0.532, which corresponds exactly to the ratio of equatorial diameters of two planets. Thus, according to Hermetic principles, what was below were tuned on what was above. It is no coincidence, by the way, that the city of the gods, Teotihuacan, was also called the dwelling place of those who knows the way to the gods. The way from celestial home of the gods to their earthly one. Teotihuacan, the city of the gods, didn't simply reproduce the layout of the sky on the ground. In stellar transcription, it reproduced the celestial plane of that part of the heaven where the god dwelt. But the central road served as the symbol pointer to place in a solar system from which they came to the earth. That is the reason why the road from the Pyramid of the Mars leads to the Pyramid of the Earth, where this road points to on the Earth. this place is also important and interesting for our history. Central road of the pyramid complex plays the role of vector in direction to Hyperborea, earthly dwelling of the gods, exactly to that place where the Mount Meru was situated. That's why in terrestrial transcription, the central road of Teotihuacan pointed north to the place where gods once descended to the earth, and from where they started to civilize our planet. So now, after this important piece of information, which gives you idea that the situation with the gods is pretty serious, and on the other hand, it shows that it's not a myth, it's not a fantasy. So somebody came from the other planet. I'm talking about civilization of a very high spiritual and technical development. And this is the reason why we should take into account very seriously any traces of knowledge which they left on our country. I mean, in our planet Earth. We need to filter out all ancient texts, all monuments in China, in Mexico, in Egypt. We should work with the Sumerian texts, actually what I did. And I came to a certain understanding of the principles which were used, in which actually we must take into account if we plan to build a pyramid, effective pyramid, for communication, not only with our internal sacred being, but also with external beings and with God too. So let's have a look on some different types and construction of the pyramids. Taking into account that genetic of extraterrestrials and earthlings were similar, all their technological achievements could be used by earthlings with minimum of adaptation. Let's start from the pyramids playing the role of antenna for interplanetary communication. One of the types of pyramids that belong to the global communication system had a stepped shape. Such pyramids were made from metal and had an overall telescopic structure which were with the steps moving up and down, in and out like camera lens. The ability to regulate the height of the steps made it possible to tune the pyramid to one or another person. In upper surface of the pyramid, I mean the highest step, there was a fine focus lens that in later masonry ziggurats degenerated into lenticular protuberance on the top. It's kind of a lens, but made of stone. The tuning of such pyramids was based on certain individual parameters of the intended recipient, their distinguished biological frequency. It's kind of a biological passport of human being. It's important to remember that in the whole universe, there is no two equal people, similar people. We are all different. So if we want to build a pyramid for communicating with one or another person on the other planet, we need to tune the pyramid on ourselves and on the biological parameters of that being on the other planet. So, and this is the reason why Nefero, they gave the knowledge how to properly construct the pyramid for space communication, so that all these important elements of a human body, which has a reflection in energetical body, would be in resonance with these cosmic energetical channels and bring together to let people talk to each other with the help of the pyramid and to let people connect to a higher beings through the pyramids, which embodies in themselves the principles according which the planet Earth, the human being, and the universe are constructed. So this is the reason why communication between Neferu and human being took place in a form of mental images with the aid of telepathy. It was this kind of pyramid that became a prototype of the Sumerian ziggurats and to some extent the Mayan pyramids. So pyramids also, shortly I'd like to point out, they were built for receiving information about past, present, and future. I am just now talking about some stimulus, most important stimulus, which were those ones who formed the reason and why in ancient times people used and built the pyramids all over the world. One of the main reasons why the pyramids have been constructed, this is consciously controlled reincarnation, which according to ancient texts also plays a decisive role in self-perfection process. When we are coming along the way of on one hand, self-cognition, on the other hand, synchronization of our consciousness with the consciousness of the universe. And on this way, we need to go through a certain stages, a certain steps of mutations. And all these important changes in human body, according to our genetics, can be done through the consciously controlled reincarnation. Also, pyramids have been used for harmonization of inner biological time to control oncological processes. This is the principle of synchronization, as above, so below. And now I'd like to talk a little bit more about biological time and the control of oncological processes, because oncological processes are very closely connected with the self-development processes. So, and this is the reason why in ancient time, the pyramids to control the oncological processes have been the pyramids number one. Now, that was the flat-sided pyramids, like Egyptian pyramids. And now I'd like to give you some results of investigation of the pyramids, just in connection with this very important topic. So, inner energetical structure and biological time of human being should be synchronized with the planetary energetical rhythms to control oncological or cancer processes. It means that we have a physical body, and the planet Earth has a physical body, like universe also has a physical body. We have our aura, which is vibrating. Planet Earth also has its own aura, and universe has its own aura. And the main idea, a very important knowledge which I have filtered out from ancient texts, says that vibrations of our aura should be synchronized with vibrations of the planet Earth. This is the key moment. For this reason, when they were building pyramids, they used the principle of 7, and you can see it now. So human being has 7 chakras, which has projections in the human physical body. This is the organs of endocrine system. This is the reason why pyramid, the model of the pyramid, also were constructed according to the principle of 7. In those cultures where 6th and 7th chakra were considered to be as united one, you can encounter a pyramid made of 6 steps. But mostly like this one you see on the screen, this is the pyramid of Egypt. It has 6 steps, but if you put a triangle of the pyramid on the pyramid or over the pyramid, you will see that there is a top of this pyramid which is energetical one. So any pyramids, when they were constructed and built, they have been built according to the principle of 2 also, energetical body and physical body. On physical body, here you can see 6 steps, on energetical actually 7. So to synchronize our vibration with the vibration of the Earth, ancient used different gadgets like the wands of Horus, pyramids, special insoles, and I just published a material about it, which a little bit later will be translated into English. And you will see very clearly that in all cultures, Indian cultures, Buddhism, Egyptian culture, Sumerian culture, Mayan, all of them, they were using these tools. So this is the reason why we decided to make an experiment. And these experiments have been conducted in 9 institutes in Russia. All of them belong to Russian Academy of Science. Mostly these institutes, the list of which you see here, belongs to the Medical Academy of Science. So the first experiment in connection with cancer were studied or were made in Mechnikov Vaccine Research Institute of Russia. Study of the influence of the pyramid on general immune reactivity of organism, because during our experiments we noticed that the first effect which pyramid has on the human body is immune modulating effect. Now, when we are experiencing all this problem with COVID, we also were trying to understand what actually is going on, and we came to conclusion that if our immune system is strong enough, COVID is no problem. So when we, many years ago, find out that the pyramids are stimulating immune system, we understood that, first of all, we should make an experiment and to prove scientifically this fact, and then we should spread this knowledge all over the world so that people could see what actually pyramid is doing and what we can use today for our families, for our kids, for our people, for our country, actually for our planet. So that all that experiments were carried out on several groups of mice that were placed in pyramids. Experiments shows extreme growth of cellular immunity and humoral immunity. So what we did, one group, experimental group, these mice were put in the pyramid. The other have not been to the pyramid. And to the experimental pyramid later, we ejected a deadly portion of very dangerous bacteria, Salmonella typhimurium. Usually, it is enough just 1-2 cells to kill the mice. But interesting is that after exposition to the pyramid, 40% of the mice stayed alive. But here I'd like to point out that we had 3 experiments with small concentration of bacteria, middle concentration, and very strong, very hard concentration of Salmonella typhimurium. And it's interesting that in the third case, with a very strong composition, 30% stayed alive. This is absolutely amazing result. Our specialists were astonished because all of doctors knows, as I said from the beginning, few cells enough to kill all the mice. Now we see that pyramid has a very important immune modulating effect. The similar picture was observed when the mice were injected with various cancerogens. Mice in the experimental group drank water exposed in the pyramid. The control group drank ordinary water. The results showed that the probability of tumors developing in the control group was several times higher than for the animals that drank water exposed in the pyramid. So it means if we start drinking water exposed in the pyramid, we are helping our organism to fight against the cancer. So this water has a strong anti-cancer effect. Another experiment, it was done in Ivanovsky Virological Research Institute, also Russian Medical Academy of Science. Study of the effect of the pyramid field on the antiviral activity of immune globulin. The globulin was dissolved in distilled water and tested at 2 concentration, 50 milligrams per milliliter and 0.5 milligrams per milliliter. Globulin in both concentration was exposed in the pyramid. Then globulin was introduced into the cells of culture 24 hours before they were injected with a virus. And the result was really amazing. The study revealed that globulin at the concentration of 0.5 that usually has no protective effect on the cells, after exposure in the pyramid, did acquire a virus inhibiting effect that was more profound and pronounced than the preparation with 100 times greater concentration. Interesting also that under further dilution to the concentration, let's say 10,000, 1,000 times and 100,000 times with subsequent exposure in the pyramid, the globulin displayed a pronounced antiviral effect. So from here we can say the antiviral activity of the globulin practically ceased to depend on this concentration. So it means that if we take any medicine and we expose this medicine into the pyramid, then we can change the concentration thousands of times, and the effect will be much bigger, much stronger than the normal medicine. So it means also that this medicine has not only antiviral activity. We notice that any medicine exposed into the pyramid then later has immune modulating effect, which is amazing result. So when we are coming to the pyramid for meditation, and our body, you know, consists of the water, and we are meditating in the pyramids, it creates internal power to fight against cancer and many other illnesses. It helps to stimulate, to activate our immune system. And it can really help in times of COVID to fight against it. But what we should do is just to, first of all, recognize this possibility. We should learn how it works and then start doing something, start visiting the pyramids or building the home office pyramids for, for self-perfection at home. But let's go on with the interesting medical results, which actually we did for a few years in Russia. So again, Ivanovsky Biological Research Institute, in parallel with this experiment, which I have been talking before, an experiment was conducted to examine the influence of water exposed in the pyramid on blood coagulation. And you know, blood plays most important role in not only our life and our physical activity. Blood is kind of a energetical wire through which we transmit different signals to control all the processes in our body. So the quality of the signal plays the most important role. So, and this effect, which I'm now going to describe, has also, let's say, number one importance. So the results of these experiments with blood showed the significant decrease in coagulation of time. Reliability demonstrating a reduction in prothrombin time and the increase in the quantity of thrombocytes. So it means that the pyramid is affecting the quality and the power of these elements of the blood, which plays important role in our life activity. So further research showed that water structured in the pyramid is very effective for treatment of all forms of hepatitis. You know, hepatitis is a well-spread illness, and problem is that it is very dangerous. Sometimes people just can die with this illness just having a flu. The improved electrical and energetic conductivity of biological water as a result of the influence of the pyramid and the wands of Horus, which are also have been used by priests, not only in Egypt. Sumerians, Mayans, in Tibet, the priests, they were using this instrument. All this activates the organism's defense functions, considerably retarding the autoimmune processes taking place in hepatitis. This important moment, this autoimmune processes. I'd like to make it clear and point out for all of you that problem is that almost all illnesses, one way or another, when we get them, they switch on these autoimmune processes. What it means, organism switch on the mechanism for self-killing. And this is the reason why many illnesses start to develop very fast. So to stop the process means to heal the illness. And during our experiments, we clearly noticed that pyramids are affecting this aspect. First of all, slowing down autoimmune processes. And then if you are doing your meditations, your healing prescriptions continuously and in a certain time, in certain rhythm, the illness can be stopped. And we understood that a new era science about pyramids and their profound influence on organism and immune system had started. I myself understood that organism of a human being has unbelievable capacity. Actually, present classical medicine knows nothing about it. But there are some specialists which agreed with what I am talking now, especially after that scientific experiments that have been done. And step by step, we decided to go on. We decided, first of all, to find out how the field of the pyramid is affecting our aging processes. We built in Russia few big-scale pyramids where we conducted experiments, and we came to a strict conclusion that pyramids, the field of the pyramid, is slowing down the aging processes, which is amazing. As long as we are very limited by time, I am not giving effects or details. I'm just giving you general information. So in general, energy field inside and outside of the pyramid has harmonizing effect, conserving inner biological time, and as a result, slowing down of aging processes and prolongating our lives. And here is another experiment which we did in the Russian Academy of Science, which shows and explains and proves this effect. For the period between 3 and 21 days, a 10% solution of table salt that had been exposed in a pyramid was first added to the mice daily drinking water, and 3 times a week the animal were dipped in the same solution. It emerged that the solution from the pyramid considerably reduces the effect of stress. And you know, all doctors know, that there are few main reasons for cancer, for example, to start, or for any illnesses which are then empower autoimmune processes. This can be a radioactive effect. It can be a kind of a trauma, but the number one is stress. Stress is 70–80% of the reason for autoimmune processes, for falling down the power of immune system, and especially cancer. Cancer mostly starts from stress. The indicator of this was the quantity of lymphocytes in the thymus gland, which is known to fall sharply with stress. So the mice that had drank the salty water from the pyramid and dipped in it showed almost no sign of stress. Amazing result. Well, it's exactly what we need in our very stressful life. And also, now shortly, a very unusual experiment, which we studied in non-natal intensive care department, Russian Academy of Science. We studied the influence of a 40% glucose solution given internally and distilled water applied externally after both have been exposed in a pyramid. The patients were newborn babies with serious pathologies. The objective assessment was provided by an analysis of the immediate state index, which reflects the state of the patient's sympathoadrenal system. data was gathered on or from 20 patients, and this data later was analyzed. In all cases, even in patients with very low index, close to zero, after the administration of 1 milliliter of the 40% glucose solution, the index rose substantially, practically to normal level. The same happens after the external application of 1 milliliter of water that had been exposed in the pyramid. It's more than serious result, because kids, they are so sensitive. And if we see such effect, it means that the pyramids can give us unbelievable possibilities. We just need to know how to use it. What actually is the pyramid? And here, as the result of more than 20 years of investigation of ancient texts and ancient and scientific experiments, we can make the following conclusion. The pyramid is the powerful cosmic antenna. Then B, the model in stone and the energy structure of a human being and the universe using the latter's energy mechanism. So it means that the pyramid has or is using the same mechanism as the universe. This is the reason why we can communicate with the universe through the pyramid, and there is the reason why how we can receive the energy, the signal of the universe, of highly, standing living being into our body, because we all in the universe, we are using one and the same mechanism. So what we need is just to empower these signals, and pyramid is exactly empowering the signals. Also, pyramid is a very powerful generator of cosmic energies operating on various planes. And what we can say, what we can get out using the pyramid. So pyramidal energetical structures, whose position should be decided with a reference to the energy qualities of the location, open up for us the following possibilities. First, tapping into the natural flows of cosmic energy, the organization and stimulation of the evolutionary processes in the biosphere and in human consciousness. Correction of the human energetical structure, making it possible to stimulate internal energetic, biophysical, and psychological processes, which in turn provide the opportunity to discover and activate the inner resources of a human psyche, increasing psychic potential. Third effect, a positive influence on immune and nervous system, leading to their improvement. Usually, doctors, they consider that, for example, immune system cannot be perfected, because when immune system is in the normal condition, this is what actually we are dreaming about. This is the normal. This is what we should have all the time. But during our experiments, we came to understanding, we saw the result that immune system can be even developed. How it can be done? It can be done in only one case. If you are connecting the reservoir of the tank of your immune system, which is inside of your body, to the tank or to reservoir of energy of the planet Earth and universe. In this case, your immune system starts to behave absolutely different. And human being is getting much more powers, and actually after this effect, no any illness can be, dangerous for us. Nothing except the bullet. And fourth effect, an improvement of mankind's energy, ecological environment, and increase and improvement of the energy state of the pyramid's location. So it means that if by one reason or another, we need to empower a location where the natural energy is weak, we can build a pyramid. It should be pyramid with the special proportions, with the special elements inside. And in 12 days, pyramids will break through. It will create energetical vortex here, like energetical beam, and a location which had no before any energetical effect will have these effects. So this is the reason why, as a consequence of a spread of the pyramid structures through the world, throughout the world, a reorganization of the planet's energy structure within the following 10-15 years will happen. It means that we can change our world in 10-15 years if we will decide to use the pyramids. If the group of followers of this technology will be growing, just investing the time, investing our wishes in this process, like organization you are participating. And I'm very happy that I'm talking to you today. That is just giving to you this little bit boring scientific information, but this is giving a serious chance to understand how it works. And for me, for example, it is very serious stimulating effect. It has very serious stimulating effect. I feel I'm interested to learn more, to share this knowledge with people, because I'm sure the time will come when pyramidal energy structures will play a decisive role in the fate of new generation, changing our level of awareness. And again, this is just shortly 12 main stimulus which made the people thousands of years ago to build the pyramids all over the world. And this is the stimulus which I'm sure will stimulate you also when you learn a little bit more about it. This is the reason why I'm inviting you to my websites. Maybe in the nearest future, we can make more webinars and I can answer your questions. And then, beside our internal human wish, we also can add, we can invest a certain amount of knowledge, actually practical, physical knowledge. And I'm sure that it will help to increase these effects, spiritual effects, and will help to bring our planet on a higher level of existence, understanding, and awareness. And not only us who are the parts of the group, but also those people who is around us, who are busy, who have no time to learn about the pyramids and all these effects. And this is the reason we are playing the role of priests. We are taking the knowledge, we are taking our free wish, our desire to change ourselves, this world, and people around us for better, and we transmit. We are emitting this vibration, this knowledge to each of us. And I feel myself very happy that I'm among of you, and I will be among of you till the end of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Valery, for your wonderful speech about pyramid meditation, pyramid technology, and some of the viewers has some questions for you. I hope you can
Yeah,
answer
for
these
sure.
questions for us.
For sure, I can. So you can
As you,
ask.
s- Sure. The first question is, as you spoke about the effects of pyramids on the cell of living beings, do you believe that pyramids as a tool of healing can be used to deal with severe ailments in the human body? Can it heal cancer and COVID positive symptoms? If yes, do you suggest a miracle medicine in the future or even now created through pyramid energy?
First of all, I'm sure that the serious, let's say, jump in medicine when our doctors will be able to heal the most severe illnesses, which today we cannot heal. We will be able to do this, and it will be done through or with the help of the pyramids. I'm sure about it. Because, again, I'd like to point out how pyramid is working. Because pyramid is creating kind of a channel. It it's bringing the energy of the universe. Actually, universe, this is the body of the God. So, and why we have all these illnesses? Just because we are losing this interaction, this channel, this contact. God is listening to us, but we are not listening to him. So this channel between us is working one way. So to establish this second way between each other, we need to use this instrument, the pyramids. And when the pyramids is improving this connection between the universe, the body of the God, and us, any illness, any can be healed. And this is the reason why I tell you now, I myself have been the witness of so unusual recuperations when awful cancers have been healed for few days.
Wow.
I tell you, pyramid is a very special number one tool. And as long as I see what's going on now in our world around the pyramid, I'm sure that approximately in 20, 25 years, this problem will be solved and medicine will make unbelievable step. So let's say, remember our conversation today, 20, 25 years maximum, this step will be done, and this will be done with the help of the pyramids.
Okay. It's a really amazing technology that Pyramid has, and I wish everybody could see that.
People, people must visit the pyramids more often. People must meditate more often, because meditation is also a very unusual practice. In my nearest days, I'm going to write and publish material. This is kind of a filtered out from the ancient texts and knowledge about meditation and what ancients knew about it, how they use it. So it's amazing, I tell you, amazing knowledge. And I'm sure that meditation will also play a decisive role in human development. I'm sure about it.
Okay. So one more question on this line. So when I meditate as like in an open air versus when I meditate under the pyramid, would we see any amplifying energy that comes to us, or any better meditation that kind of helps us to meditate better under pyramid?
First of all, we should, as I told during my presentation, when we are coming to the pyramid, we need to be there for until the very special effect and meditate. Synchronization. Pyramid is synchronizing your aura, the vibration of your aura, with
Yeah.
the vibration of the aura of the earth. Just at the moment when vibration have been synchronized, at this moment you will immediately feel like very unusual happiness, power comes into your body like oops, and then very unusual. I have been in such a state and tell you this is amazing. At this particular moment you can do anything, anything, and meditation this is the key practice which helps for this synchronization, which actually pyramid in ancient time have been built for the beginning, synchronization. So when you go, you are doing right.
Okay. So we are on the right track. And
Absolutely.
one more thing on that line. What is the correct angle of the pyramid according to the years of your long research? Is there any particular angle?
No, this is one of the biggest mistake which people are doing when talking about the pyramid. Because if you take an account, for example, all the pyramids in ancient Egypt, there are hundreds of pyramids, right?
Yeah.
And all pyramids have a different angle. Why? All. Because they have been tuned on a different individuals or on different purposes.
Oh.
For example, if you plan to empower your meditation effect, for this, you must use the proportions, the angle of the Cheops pyramid, but at the same time, mistake is that if you take just proportions, it's wrong. Doesn't work like this. You need to build a pyramid which is in resonance with Cheops pyramid.
Okay.
A resonance effect you can get only when you take the height of the pyramid and you divide it twice, or and so on. It's divided. So pyramid, for example, if you take the Cheops pyramid, which is 146 meter high, if you divide it 10 times, like 14 meters, 60 centimeters, this pyramid will be in resonance with the Cheops pyramid. Or you take 146, divide 2 times, this pyramid will be in resonance. Or you take the height, divide it in 4 times, this will be in resonance. But if you build something in between, it's not a resonance.
Okay.
No, no. Again, angle is not important. Important is the height of the pyramid and the basement. The basement. Because basement of the pyramids must be tuned on the so-called self-individual vibration of the planet Earth in low frequency of vibration. Like all pyramids, again, all pyramids in the world, especially Egyptian pyramids, they were built according to this principle. So angle plays, it's not important. Important is the height and the square. This is important.
Okay. Very interesting. And in your research, you said that in Egypt, the pyramids are different. The height of the pyramids are different, and then the top of the pyramids are different. Like, do you have any idea of which pyramid is used for what, or are we still in the research mode?
No, I tell you in general, there is only one pyramid in Egypt, which played a role of the pyramid for interplanetary communication.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the Cheops pyramid.
Okay.
This pyramid have never been tuned on Cheops. No, This pyramid have been tuned for space communication, interplanetary communication. All the other pyramids have been tuned on one or another pharaoh to get one or another result. So these pyramids, which were built for pharaohs, they played a role of a cosmic gate. You know, it's a stellar gates for this person to get into communication with the gods through the help of the pyramids. So again, Cheops, space communication, all the other, it's pyramids tuned on one or another pharaoh.
Very interesting to know all this. And one more question from the audience is, what do you actually mean consciously controlled reincarnation? Is it somehow related to human DNA? If yes, how?
No, no. Actually, this is the knowledge which
Okay.
have been well spread thousands of years ago. Thousands of years. I tell you even more. When I was very carefully investigating the paintings in the caves, which scientists consider to be made by very primitive people, 50,000 of years ago, primitive people. I noticed that in these drawings there is an information about consciously controlled reincarnation. It's interesting that people thousands of years ago, all of them, they knew about this technology. But today we have lost it.
Yeah.
This is interesting. However, in ancient texts, I have found the description of this technology. So, and what else? Something important I'd like to add. Each of us, we have in our DNA
Yep.
a specially encoded program for self-development. It's important. When we are developing from the primitive life, like flowers, through animals, we go through then into the human body. We go because we go this way because we are going along or according to the program. And according to this program, the transmission, like a step from first level of human development on the second level of human development, will be done through pyramids, meditation, consciously controlled reincarnation. Because again, people today say, somebody, my parents or my father, my mother, my brother are dead. And we are so sorrow about it, right? We are sorrow.
Yeah.
I say, and I'm writing about it, my God, thanks to you, God, you are the greatest one. Thanks to you that you invented the death.
Yes.
Because death, this is the only gate, only one gate through which you can make a step on the highest level of development. But the problem is that this step must be done consciously. Not like usually when we are dying and our spirit, our soul just went somewhere, nobody knows where. This is, you go through the, through the wheel of reincarnation, and you are finding a chance. To find the chance, you can do it through meditation. Meditation can help you to make a right step. But it should be very special meditation. But what ancients knew, your predecessors, thousands of years ago, they knew about it. What you should do. When somebody is dying, they took the body into the pyramid. And pyramid, properly built pyramid, on a proper place, proper size, everything properly, pyramid is capturing your spirit. It doesn't fly somewhere. It stays in the pyramid. This is more. And what your predecessors, your parents, thousands of years ago did, when it happened and the spirit was captured in the pyramid, your body, the body of the, took away and immediately put on fire. Immediately. You don't need any more of the body. Forget about it. No connection. And then they took, what means consciously controlled? Because you can already plan it today. You can plan it now. Then, when the lady must be taken, beautiful, healthy, special, and this lady must be almost 4 months pregnant. So if you take this lady into the pyramid, the spirit goes into embryo. Happened. Oh. This child will be God. When it will, it will be born, and then when it was born, you should take this child back into the pyramid. It means consciously controlled. You are controlling your spirit, not like it flew away. I don't know where it is, without control. You are controlling. Your child will be the God. Genius, healthy. It's a God. It's going to be God. All ancient texts are talking exactly about this technology. That's why it's called consciously controlled. Because today, even today, I can make a choice. I can see, for example, young boy which has beautiful, strong body, very healthy. I can make a choice of a girl, beautiful, and I can, okay, you should produce the embryo for me, And then when I make this passage consciously, I can be reincarnated within the 1 year. Can you imagine? Within the 1 year, and this person will be the king of the kings, will be the God on the planet Earth with absolutely amazing capacity. This is exactly what Vedas are talking about.
And it's very, very interesting, like how everything is related.
Yes, this is the key. That's why I say the Buddha knew about it. Jesus Christ knew about it. By the way, Jesus was the last one who actually planned to show people how to make it. But church killed him. Church killed him for that. It's another story. I'm writing a book about it now, about Jesus Christ. But I tell you, all people, all these highly spiritual people, thousands of years ago, they knew about consciously controlled reincarnation. I found many texts about it.
And it's very interesting the way you are explaining it to us. It's like piece of cake. I'm sure you have done a lot of research on that to talk about it to us. It is like it's very interesting that how you explain it to us in a common people, how they can understand.
And anyway, if among the people will be interest, I can make a few presentations just showing you some interesting information. Sure. Amazing. It turns upside down everything. It turns the world like this, boom, and you see the world absolutely different. And then you get a real choice. Because today you have no choice. You have nothing to make it. You have no choice. You even don't know what will happen with you tomorrow.
True.
But God, listen, God, he cannot live like this. He needs to know
Yeah.
what can happen tomorrow. Not only one way. You need to know as many chances as possible, and then when you have thousands of chances, you can make your choice which
Yeah.
way to go. And this exactly have been done with the help of the pyramid and meditation in the pyramid.
Wow.
Exactly. Yes.
We would
Exactly.
we would love that. The way you're telling us is go to the store and you can pick what you want, and that's what is happening.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Nice, nice. Yeah, definitely we'll have one more session with you. And I think the last question that the people were asking was, what is the best way to begin using power of pyramids at home in meditation? Where
First
can we
of all,
find out and buy
first of
one?
all, first of all, you need to read the Valery Uvarov's book.
Okay.
First of all, I would
We'll-
recommend, because then you will be very knowledgeable. You will know what and how it works. Only then start doing.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is the way, this is the chance for us to translate my books into Indian language. Why not?
Yeah.
We already translated in Vietnamese language, thanks to my friends from Vietnam. By the way, also the meditation group of Vietnam, beautiful people. It's my family, really my family. I am now sitting here in St. Petersburg in Russia, but biggest part of my heart and my body is there together with them.
Oh.
Yes, beautiful. Oh my gosh, I miss them so much. So they have translated this book, published this book, and now people can read it, what I would recommend, and then we can make serious steps.
Yeah, definitely we will see if we can translate, because a lot of people are so much into pyramid power and pyramid meditation, and I'm sure PSSM we will look into that, and then it will be a pleasure to do that.
First of all, also, I'd like to give you another example. It's like when you are buying a rocket,
Yeah.
and if you want to fly to the moon, first of all, learn how to rule the rocket, and only
Yeah.
then fly. The same
That's
with the
true.
pyramid. The same with the pyramid. First of all, learn how it works.
Yeah, then you can take the advantage of
Yes.
it. Definitely, I think by writing the book or by rewriting, by translating, it will really give us a lot of good insights about it.
I can assure you.
Yeah, we will. That would be our next project. Maybe
Let's do it.
let's see.
You know, amazing that in Vietnam, they did it for 1 month. We just have been talking in 1 month, or in maximum in 2 months, it was already translated. In 3 months, it was published.
Wow, we will do it too.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think you have.
Vietnam is really great. They're working really great. Oh my gosh.
You have inspired us so much, the technology and then the research behind it. I mean, the our ancients had it, and we are learning from them. We are trying to learn from them step by step, and I think you are the channel for that.
Yeah, they left so much information. You need to get back access to this information. Actually, what I learned, especially consciously controlled, this is the beginning. It's from India. Honestly, it's from India, Iran, from that areas. It comes from that areas. Later, it came to Egypt. Later, but it starts from there.